Hello everyone and welcome to Short Rest for episode 93 of Magic of Mostead. Before we begin, Steve, could you please start off with some legalese?
Absolutely. My name is Steve, everyone, and I am a community manager at Wizards of the Coast. The opinions expressed here are my own. With that being said, let's talk about today's session because it was a doozy.
It was a doozy. Let me go back to my notes of what fully occurred today. You found yourself in Aftonborough, aka Overfield, the long forgotten capital of the Evergrey Empire. The place was overrun by growths, in which you can now fully tell was probably from Zixmoy, as well as maybe a bit of corruption from the Blakes'. This is their experimental grounds. This is where they're giving testings. You know, they use the lab to create, and they bring it out here for testing. What were we gonna say?
I said clearly. I feel like we ran into everything underneath the sun, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's like this is their playground.
This was their playground. I knew you guys entered in within dire straits. You guys nearly needed a place to rest and a place to get your bearings. So, there was several. You guys went to the Salted Cork, which was a restaurant which you guys went to rest up. Got chased after. I also wanted a bit of a deterrent. Like, there is a risk reward of using the carpet in this space. So, you guys got to learn that. Was able to. I felt like it was fun to have a little bit of a chase moment, even with you guys being so high level, like a hide and seek stalker and serial killer out there, a monster about to kill. I'm assuming you guys. I don't remember exactly the HP pool, but I don't think you guys were ready for another big fight.
No.
I was at 63.
Yeah. So it was fun to have that moment of like, it might be best even at your high level to hide. But still, jumping roof shenanigans almost put an end to that idea. Yeah, I guess I'll do what I did last time before I even get to the full recap. Is there any opening questions that you guys might have for today's session?
I already asked you mine.
What was that?
Because I didn't want Sam to have to make a deal with Sigmoy. I wanted to divine intervention destroy the stone, but then Mike clarified what needed to happen, so I was like, oh.
Yeah. It doesn't need an outside force. It needs an actual outer being to do it. The way I justified it was that obviously you had the messenger or the servant of Pelor physically do it, and because Dendar is active within the unconscious and subconscious physical space, that's where it did it with Rolly. So divine intervention probably wouldn't help in this instant. We would need an actual physical hand or something there. Yeah, you guys made a deal with the devil.
Repeat my statement. I'm like, what else were we supposed to do?
I mean, technically, you could have declined and still brought it back to the servant of Pelor.
It's true.
There's plenty of options, but you guys shook a hand.
I didn't shake no hand. I got a tattoo on my hand.
We all got branded. We are all in this together.
I don't see no brand.
You guys took some liquor, centurial liquor. I can't imagine that tastes good.
I was trying to wrap my brain around. I'm like,
It's paint thinner.
does wine expire? Yeah, so it might be useful for other things.
There's sugars in it, yeah. It's got to go bad sooner or later. I don't know. I haven't looked at it that much to tell. I even have to look up like what does century old whiskey mean.
Also paint thinner.
Yeah.
It's just acetone now.
By the way, you guys were running away from what I called a fungus and rot troll, which was the large giant-kin creature. Very dangerous. I sort of looked up the stats on it. Now, pre-made character, custom made from a homebrew person, and I was like, oh, this thing is deadly. But were you able to dodge past it? There was a bit hints to the last remains of the city of how it wanted to just get rid of the queen. This was during the time where she sort of went a bit crazy. You guys didn't go to Mitch and Jorgen's. That's fine.
I know, that's why I said, oh, I feel like we should have went to the other one now.
Are we allowed to know what it was?
It's a little corner shop. It had some broken jars and wooden kid toys. It would have 1 weak healing potion in it, along with 23 gold pieces. That would have been the second place to rest if needed. There was a storage area where it was mainly untouched. And that would have been the second place to stay.
And Rolly wanted to go to the bookstore first.
Books.
I wrote in that the bookstore, you would have had half a rest, so not a full rest, and you guys would have been greeted by an enemy called the Spore Presence, which are these nasty red-looking creatures.
Nope. No thanks.
I honestly, I was curious to see if you guys were gonna get the puzzle, but then you guys came up with the idea of messaging Miles and just be like, "What's the answer?" And I was like, "Huh, yeah, I suppose that would be a good way to get past this stupid puzzle."
My only question is on that, because I was like, I don't understand, but maybe Amber's brain is fried too much for Vera to connect the dots. But it's like, you mentioned the same thing about the line.
A blinking line.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was brought up again in the Arcane thing that we were in, because you were like,
Oh,
oh, you
the
see the
recap.
blinking line.
The recap. Yeah, the recap, I had to be very careful with my words. I'll reread them. It was, you all toad around in my world as pretenders, killing my merited guardian and one of the few beings in this world who understood what I was trying to do. There's some clear fault, and so she essentially was like, I should have been peering through these recaps. You know, reading through your story shouldn't have been my thing. I should have just been focusing on what I should be doing. And that's what she's... Essentially, you're not going to hear from Evergrey from these recaps anymore. You guys are on the final stretch, and so is she.
No, but like when
Well-
she was saying, or I forgot who said what, but they were like, when they were talking about being free, and like how they were like, you'll see the line, flat line or whatever. That came up in the Arcane thing.
What are you talking about?
I have to find verbiage now.
What Arcane thing, though? You're being very vague.
Miles's thing, the building we went into.
You mean the line where you would sign a name?
Yeah.
It's not blinking.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was.
No.
My bad.
You were clearly... Yeah, all right, gotcha. I got where the confusion was there, but no, that's not there.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about the recap, because that was the only way that's the only time I ever mentioned the blinking black line and the void turning to black and the black line and the shifting pyramid fading away.
Okay. Never mind then.
Well, we're gonna find her.
I'm still curious if you guys have ever if you understood the reference.
I said like a TV.
Not a TV.
I know.
Pyramid turns to black. Right?
No, she's saying that at the very end of it, if she's successful, the white void will turn black. So there's a white void. There's a blinking black line, and the shifting pyramid will fade away. So there'd be a black line. You keep doing that. Why are you doing that with your neck?
I feel like we've heard this before, but it's not coming to me at this exact moment, so...
It's fine. I'm intentionally being vague, which is obviously the case.
Yeah.
What was the creature that you dodged?
The bird.
Yeah, the bird. It actually has a name. Oh boy, I'm gonna kill myself if I can't find it. There it is, the Herald of Rot. This crazy looking vulture-like humanoid creature.
Nope.
I have to ask, right before we ended in the two of the sky, then they got distracted and there was other beings about it. Was that our Miles's reinforcements?
Essentially, yeah. It's your reinforcements.
I was assuming one was Godric's, and
Yeah.
one was... Can't think of his damn name. The other dragon.
Cool. I'm glad I
Jewel
made
boy.
characters that are memorable enough to be remembered.
The
I
guy and the other guy. And
I
the
guy
can't.
and the
No,
other
I
guy.
remember Godric's. I can't remember his name. Ironside. There we go. He's purplish.
There's one that's gold, and there's another one that's violet.
I didn't even put that together. Good point.
That guy and that guy and that guy.
I was like, I know Godric's. The other one, the purple one.
Purple guy.
It was
I'm
such
all
a
like-
fun moment for me to go, oh snap, they're calling him for questions and also for like, hey, we're over here now. And of course, Miles is working with Godric's as well as the Raven's Kiss. It's like all these things are connected. Yeah, let's give him a few hours and see what you guys do.
Miles is just funny. To Amber, to Vera, he's slightly disturbing.
That's why I kind of find him slightly endearing. Like, he's batshit crazy, but I'm fascinated. So I'm like, what is he going to say next?
He's a smart guy, this kid. You know, this old man is like,
Oh, no doubt.
I've been alive for so long.
But I'm like, dude, maybe like you need to go to like the happy hunting grounds already.
He's ready to die, by the way.
You're like-
He's
I
so
mean,
ready
he's
to
been-
die.
He's been thinned out for how long now? And he's just like a skeleton of a man?
Yeah.
Like, he's done.
He wants to die. He's like, I just want to kill this queen and I'm done. I'll die with a clear conscience.
I feel like that's
Surprise.
one question. It was like, I mean, they all obviously helped her, like
Yeah.
Davis and them, and like obviously this was like I guess one of the fruits of his labor, of helping her was this arcane thing. And I'm just like, I wonder if he's just like, I gotta see it through now because I've done effed up.
This is Miles's way to repent for helping, not maybe create her, but definitely like aiding her when she was a lot more unlevel-headed. Just like, you know, like, hey, even when she was kind of wild, I was still loyal, and then it clicked like, this is not good, I gotta go. And this is his way of redemption, or at least he's trying to gain it.
Yeah.
And now you guys are against a coral mastodon, one of the Blakes' more powerful and dangerous creations. Essentially a kaiju.
Oh, good.
The creature takes 20 squares.
Swell.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gargantuan?
He's gargantuan. This is a large creature.
Isn't like a gargantuan thing like a Tarrasque?
Essentially.
Oh,
Because the way I labeled it was that there was numerous ruins. If you guys were to decide to check on the ruins, you would see it sleeping. In the ruins, which would hide its gigantic form.
I kind of wanted to ask Sav like if she could dimension Doris in there, but even so, this thing would just knock the building down. It's that huge. Like,
Yeah, if it wanted to. And
I
I'll
don't like it.
spoiler alert, I don't think you want that building to be destroyed.
yeah, I know.
Not at all.
To be fair, we also want to. We don't want to deal with the gargantuan kaiju.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah,
that.
but running into the building, I don't think is going to stop it.
Yeah, it's not. It's not at this point.
If you guys can hold off long enough, aid may come.
Help! Little white flag from down here. Help!
Help!
It's like run in circles, run in circles.
Someone said help!
Dash, 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 dash,
I
dash.
mean, would it be not meta enough for like Vera to think that that's Godric's, being that she talked to Miles and she knows what Godric's looks like, and that he's been flying around?
I think I gave enough hint for you to feel comfortable.
Because then I would probably say help.
They're high in the air.
No. Like I could message help.
Yeah,
Or
if you want to
sending
in what is it? In initiative, if you want to spend your turn to ask for help.
I mean,
I don't think I'm gonna do much to make a dent in that thing in one turn. So I don't feel like sending a message is a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
Level 20 or not.
You guys are level 20. Oh
Yes, that
boy.
doesn't mean you should be sending kaiju our way.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that's gonna help you against a Tarrasque type
Welcome
creature.
to kaiju level, guys. Level 20. I was telling Amber during one of our baby breaks, I was like, yeah, you're level 20. You guys killed Olivia. That bumped you up quick.
I didn't
No.
see that one coming. I was just like, okay.
Oh, we should talk about the new toys you got. So, I want to retroactively alter something for Vera, because now you don't have to roll for Divine Intervention. It makes no sense for the added benefit of having to roll, or having the aid of rolling. What I'm going to have it, and if you'd like to alter, during a short rest, you may recover a 5th level spell.
Huh. Okay.
If once you use this feature once, you have to wait till a long rest to do it again.
Hold on, let me find it.
But you still get the rest of the devout, the emblem of the amulet of the devout.
So I can still use the channel divinity without expending a use, right?
You get an extra use of it.
Yeah. And then you can roll an extra dice of divine intervention.
That doesn't matter anymore. Remember we were
Okay.
discussing it?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'll remove that. And
So
just
that's
put-
removed, and now you get to recover a 5th level spell slot on a short rest. And you can only do that once every long rest. Also, Rolly now has a throwing reach. I like to give the melee characters a little bit of a incentive. Like, if it always sucks to be like, you run 40 feet and you're still 5 feet off. You know, so I've given that feature, but the problem is that you only have 3 uses of that charge and only on a bonus action. So you can throw, bonus action, bring back, and throw again, but now it's gone. But on your next turn, you could just use a bonus action to bring it back
And then do it again.
and do it again. So there is some utility there, but it is limited. But now you can do massive damage at a 20-foot distance,
Okay.
which is pretty rad. Yeah, and I was struggling what to call it. I was like, it was House's Call, then it was like Gambler's Hand, or what was the first one? I can't remember.
Gambler's choice?
It was
Gambler's Choice.
Yeah, it was Gambler's Choice, House's Call, Lady Luck.
Lady Luck. Got a casino theme going on. And then right away, I knew that Richard's wings were not going to work, actually. I sort of thought Miles would be like, well, let's see if we could find something that wouldn't be affected by a dispel, like a dispel spell, a dispel magic spell. So he made something mechanical that was not going to work. So I was like, well, Felix is going to help out in this. So now you have an upgrade to Felix.
Yeah, when he says like, oh yeah, it's like, well, they're mechanical, they're not gonna work. So I'm like, what? So I have to jump off the building? So when you end up saying, well, Felix took over, I was like, oh.
I love the fact that when I said they were a backpack, and when you touch the lever wings, like these leather wings, and you were like, I put on the backpack. It was like, oh, that's
Like a little kid.
yeah. I was like, okay, you get the flight. You get flight.
Let's be real, Savannah's like a child. It's not like, ooh, something shiny, something interesting. Yes, 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 I put on wings.
Now we have a flying tabaxi. Most deadly type of rogue. Flying rogue.
Story-wise, in my head, I'm all like,
She's
so
a-
Richard just knew, didn't he? Because it just fit all 3 of our personalities so well.
Batcat.
Backcat.
Yeah.
We now have a flying cat.
A flying cat.
Cat bit.
A flying cat.
Batcat.
No, 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 it's a raven cat.
So now I'm gonna need to go out into the world and try to find a device similar to a laser pointer, so I could start pointing it at high buildings and see what Savannah will do. Hey Savannah, look at the light! Look at it! Look at it! Look at it! Look at it!
She has to activate Felix to do it though, so it's like a bunch of spores, foaming off her mouth, eyes, and ears and nose, just
Yeah.
wings attached to her back,
And there
and
she
then
goes.
meow.
Somebody needs somebody to make an animation of that. It's just this cat humanoid cat with spores, wings, just flying in the sky.
It's a rad image.
I need that animated.
Art people. Go ahead.
Art
Art
Nate.
people.
people, if you hear this.
We know plenty of you guys. Hey, art people. But you guys are level 20, man. Welcome to the stretch.
The end game.
End
I'm
game.
excited, but slightly kind of sad
I'm excited and terrified.
and terrified.
I'm bringing out kaijus for you guys now, so let's get started.
We're gonna have to get real clever.
I have a cooking book for monster meat, so I
Yeah.
don't know about you guys. I'm on cloud 9 right now.
In story, I can't wait. We get back, open back up the bar, and Rolly's like, "I'm going to cook."
We're incorporating this.
It's like, oh, what kind of meat is that? Just shh, just eat, just eat.
It's Sphinx. It's Sphinx meat. I had to go to the desert and kill one of them. It's rare.
Like, is it supposed to look that color?
It's purple.
Yes.
Anything
Trust me, it'll be the greatest
anything
thing
else
ever.
on your guys' mind or need clarification?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So, what exactly was the Arcane building for?
Oh, so once again, as we mentioned, that Miles, he helped out the Evergrays in his own way, and that was through sort of scientifical and our alchemy implementation. He was sort of the scientist of the group, while like Richard was more of the out of the box thinker, and Davis was sort of like bringing out the outside force of this Feywild energy to the discussion table. Miles was definitely like, all right, I'm gonna build I need a whole building for this, and building a full-on Mayan temple with numerous floors of energy and stored vats, and you'd see a toe. Essentially, he was the one who was like, fund me and I will build you stuff, Evergrays. And they were like, yeah, you're a smart cookie. Go for it. So that's what it was. It was just an installation for him to do all of his testings. That's where they had the breakthrough of Smith spells. And he was able to build and even create a few. And as well as enchantment of certain objects, which is what you guys found.
Well, I'm glad you asked me my spell save DC for something good and not something to put me in the ground, so thanks.
We're not
That we
dead,
know
we're not
of.
done yet. We that.
Yeah. You can't get angry at me. Who knows? That's why I like to also...
No, I can. Fully can.
I want to say this much. You will never know whether or not I'm asking for your question for your benefit or for your...
Oh, yeah. I never will.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to tell me the truth.
I mean, you could always roll insight.
You can try.
Yeah.
A 30 insight.
Her insight is insane.
Yeah, your insight is insane, I think. Then.
Plus, I get advantage because of the ring of truth telling.
Do you want to discuss what Rolly's trying to do right now, or you want to keep that secret for next session?
We can talk a little bit about it. I'm not going to give away too much, but just a little bit.
All right. What would you like to say about it?
So, I'd like to say, as I was looking for books, I did mention specifically I'm specifically looking for interesting books.
Yeah.
Right? And I found the cooking book. I wanted to find the book there, but more importantly, when we went to the Arcane repository, I stumbled across those notes, and I'm like, huh, what is this? What is this? What even is this? And I looked at them, and I kept reading them. At some point, we will take a break, if we haven't done so already, and Rolly will have time to actually go through the notes and read them, practice them, and something's brewing. You guys don't know what it is, but Rolly's taken a particular interest in something, so... And it's not violence.
No.
Yet.
Surprisingly.
It's an evolution.
Yet.
Yeah, I'm excited to... I know some people are like, well, why... Like, even still, like, maybe people might have a question like, why do this so late in the game? It's like, well, I've always wanted to give you guys the option to play the way you want to play. And when there's changes that need to be made, changes can be made, so long as they're story-wise, and that's what we're aiming for. So hopefully we find more... It's going to happen in this city, I'll tell you that much.
Well, imagine, right? Like, all the character levels only go to level 20. That's the max level, right?
Yeah.
Imagine where you would play your game and there were higher levels, right? There were things you can go beyond, and you'd have to create that yourself and whatnot. But it's fascinating to me how just because you hit level 20 doesn't necessarily mean your adventure's over. It
Exactly.
could
Yeah.
also just be the beginning.
You're still growing. So yeah, we'll see what changes happen or what growth occurs in the next session. Well, if that's all of our questions, I think that's what we're going to call it a short rest. So thank you so much for joining us, everyone. And we'll see you guys for episode 94
Jeez.
of Magic at Mostead.
Almost 200.
Bye.